Okay. Hi, my name is Kevin. This is Briterion Bollection, episode 4. I'm here with my guest, my friend George,
Hello, everybody. My name is George Pius.
and he's part of the Briterion Bollection gang, as I said before. Um, so our podcast is taking the world by storm, George. Have you
Yes,
heard that?
people are talking about it. They're on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, MySpace, Blue Sky, Red Note, or they're just they want more. The audience is just saying they want more. They want
They're
like
demanding more, right?
demanding more.
Okay, well,
Yes,
we'll give them more then. That's what they want.
you
We'll
have
give
to
them
give them a
more.
lot, bro. Give them a lot.
Yeah. So, like I said,
Throw shit at them.
yeah, we'll throw tons of shit at him. As I said, George is an actor and he's killing it right now.
Killing it while it's dead. Doing a lot of stuff while it's
You're
dead.
you're killing it so much that all your friends are blocking you, right?
Yeah, they are. They're blocking me. They don't like when I post things. They just block me.
Yeah,
I'm just,
that's
come
how
on,
much you're
dude.
killing it.
I'm killing them, dude. Just killing them,
That's
bro.
how you know you're killing it.
That's true.
When people are blocking your friends or your best friends are blocking you.
If you don't like what I post, then you gotta go, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Get out of here, bro.
There you go.
But it is
So,
dead in Hollywood. Hollywood is dead. It's been slow, super slow right now. So
I'm
hopefully,
sorry to hear that.
yeah, hopefully we get back on our feet and
It'll pick
see.
up.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, just the problem with anything is like they don't really write for Latinos, so the majority
Yeah,
of content that's out there is not Latino forward. You know what I mean? Driven
right.
content. So that's what's
That's
lacking
not.
in the industry. So if
That's
you
not.
are a writer and you're listening to this, you like movies, and you're Latino, or you like the Latino culture, put some Latinos in your stuff. You know what I mean? Like, then I could be in it, or I could at least have an opportunity to,
Yeah,
we both can. We both can. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
so to you guys, the
That's
fans.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, that's
Yes.
why that's why we need to do our own shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
What was that? You heard
What?
that?
What was that?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it was.
I don't know what
And then
that
I
was.
just got scared because I'm in the dark, bro. There's like I
Uh,
got pets. They're hanging out everywhere, and they might jump on my shoulder. Who knows, bro? If I'm on camera, you might see something.
I don't think that was one of my cats. I don't think
Oh,
so. I would because it sound. I heard something, but it sounded faint to me, like it did.
oh, okay. Well, I heard it 100%. So the fact that you heard it fake,
Okay.
I heard it like live.
Okay.
It's pretty
Yeah. Maybe
scary.
that was. Maybe there's a werewolf in the dark there.
Maybe there's where, yeah, maybe,
Werewolf by night.
yeah.
Um, did you see that, by the way?
Which one?
That it was like that Gael Garcia Bernal Disney Plus thing. It
Oh,
was
no, no,
like,
no, no, no! I haven't seen it. They have a black and white version, and they
yeah.
have a color version. A friend of ours that is in the Latino art community, she designed the logo for
Hmm.
that project. So like kind of like what they use for the poster. She
Oh,
designed
okay.
it.
It's pretty tight. I liked it.
Is it
I was
good?
like, yeah. Like when it ended, I was like, damn, I want more of this.
There's a
You
guy
know?
in that I got to work with in a music video that my friend directed, and he just happened to ask me if I wanted to be in it. His name is I think it's Ken or um, he was that punk rocker in Star Wars. I'm sorry, Star Trek, the Search for Spock. No. Star Trek when they go to L.A. When they go to L.A. and they like are trying to save the whales. No, does it
Um,
ring a bell?
no.
Remember that movie with the one guy and they save the whales, and then there's that guy with the ears, and then
Free
there's
Willy?
the other guys. Yeah. Oh no, his name's Kirk. Kirk Thatcher. Kirk Thatcher is in Werewolf by Night. He plays, I think, like one of the um one of the guys that I don't think there's I haven't seen it. I don't think he's of royalty or something, but he's like the guy that's like sentencing like Garcia Gael Garcia
Gotta go
Bernal.
see.
Yeah, but he's a really talented guy. He does like puppetry. He did puppetry for Star Wars, the originals,
Oh wow.
uh, 4, 5, and 6. He does like Muppet puppets too. Like he's directed, like I think Muppets Haunted House or the Haunted Mansion one. So yeah. Anyways, he's in it. So that I wanted to watch it a long time ago when it came out. But dude, there's just it's saturated with so much stuff out there that you like
Yeah.
you if you don't see it, something else is gonna come out the next week. Then you're gonna end up like watching, and then you're gonna be
Right.
tired of everything that's coming out, and you just go back to watching like Spaced. That's what I'm watching
Yeah.
right now. Fucking
Yeah.
love Spaced.
We should talk about that
If you haven't seen
show
Spaced,
sometime.
guys, that show is like oh my,
Yeah.
it's totally like a 2000 1990s era. And if you like Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg, like everything is in that show. It's like demonstrating the origin of like what's to come, and it's just
Yeah.
so witty. It's so funny. It's so pop culture. It's sad, only 2 seasons. Like it should have more. But anyways,
Yeah.
we've been
No,
watching that.
no, it's a great show. It's one of my favorite shows, and
Yeah,
I hope to talk
yeah,
about it soon.
so good. I could talk about that for hours.
Yeah. Well, we will eventually.
Every episode.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right.
So yeah. So back to Rush Hour 2. Um, I feel like this is I'm kind of glad we started with this series because it just works out perfectly because it's Black History Month in the
Oh,
United States, and it's also like Lunar New Year, so it has the black and the Chinese like just fits perfectly. So it's perfect timing for it. Um, so Rush Hour 2. I I
Rush Hour 2, guys. There we go. Dive in.
that's the thing. I made it a point to see this part two in the theaters. Like I didn't
Mushi,
see
mushi, mushi, mushi.
Mushu, right?
Oh, Mushu, my
Um,
bad.
yeah.
Mushu. This came out, what, 2001?
Yeah, came out 2001.
I think I saw it in theaters too. I was 21 years old, so I definitely saw this in theaters.
Okay, great. Yeah, I was.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
Good
no.
for you. Good for you. Good for you.
Here's the thing. Um, yeah, I didn't see part one, but I made it a point to see part two and three in the theaters, and
Mm.
it was funny because I actually saw part two with my dad, and I was 16, and that was a month before 9/11. This movie came out in August
Oh, that's
2001.
right. Wow.
Um, and so, we were watching this laughing our asses off, and little did we know what would happen the next month.
That's crazy. Yeah.
It is crazy. Um, but this was a big ass hit, you know. Um, you got the numbers on this, right?
Yo, this was like worldwide 347 million, which is like the highest grossing movie at the time, right? It was like the biggest movie
It's pretty big.
premiere, or like I mean, like I'm talking about like both USA, and overseas. Like so that I mean, this if Rush Hour the first one didn't put Brett Ratner on the map, like this one definitely put him on the map and was like, hey, this guy could like bring people into those seats.
Yeah,
And I mean, the way it works for releases in the theaters, it doesn't work like that anymore now. But the point is to have people come back to see it in
right.
theaters,
Yeah,
right? So I'm pretty sure people saw this movie twice or 3 times in the movie theater because it was just like, I mean, dude, this was so epic. Like they used more. There's more action sequences. They were in the U.S. Las Vegas, and then they were also in China. So like they had more locations. But yeah, I mean, like the budget was only 90 million, and they what tripled, quadrupled that within
yeah,
like within a whole year, I guess. I mean, I'm not sure how long it takes for the gross numbers to kick in, but I mean,
Right.
it's pretty epic.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And watching it back, and maybe I thought this at the time too, like while I was watching it, it was like you could kind of sense that they're kind of trying harder to be funny in this one, like the first one they kind of weren't expecting it to be such a big hit, and the humor was just kind of effortless, whereas this one they're kind of like trying hard to be funny.
Is that what you think? I mean, like, if you remember from the first episode, we talked about how they didn't really know each other, right? So their chemistry was kind of a little off because he thought he
Hmm.
didn't really speak English, and then that was already like a bad start,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And then like here you have them like 2 years later, like build that relationship, and I feel like their chemistry was for me, I think their chemistry was a little stronger. And
No,
I
I
mean,
thought.
I feel like the callback jokes were even funnier because in this version, Jackie Chan is saying all the things that Chris Tucker said in the first one. So it's even funnier because if you're thinking about like the universe they live in, like he's learning he's learning what he just experienced with Chris Tucker earlier, and then like
Yeah.
he's like using it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's how I feel like the relationship is a little bit more closer. That he could like fuck with him with the same kind of like jokes that he was
Yeah.
being like humiliated with. You know what I mean?
Right.
But didn't you say this movie came out like supposedly 2 years after?
Yeah, because the first one was 98.
No,
Um,
no, but like within the universe, though, you said they're like it's supposed to be 2 years. Like they're not flying at the end of Rush Hour to China. Like
well,
they've already experienced that, right? Or see, that's weird. So
I think
maybe like
they,
maybe they're gonna get maybe like they were gonna get ready to go to Hong Kong, and then like something happened where
yeah.
Philip Hall was like, "Hey, I need you back here in L.A. We have like
Yeah.
Terminators and aliens. I don't know, like
Yeah.
we need your tactics,
Yeah.
your
They
your
needed him.
FBI,
It's
yeah,
G14 classified,
your
so
police
they,
academy G14
yeah.
classified tactics, and then like
Yeah.
it held him back, right? Like, and then because
Yeah.
then I mean then he comes back 2 years
Right.
later and
Yeah.
he's more fit. He's like really
Yeah.
strong and like he looks like a wide receiver. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
maybe something like that happened.
He
You
were,
never know.
yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah. It's true. I mean, they fixed that continuity error with something. Something happened there. But
yeah,
yeah,
because in
like
the opening, no, go ahead, go ahead.
no, I think the first one it was like a surprise hit, and they're kind of like, shit, we have to make a movie as good or funnier than that one. You know what I'm saying? And more successful than that one. So it was kind of like shit. Like,
I think Britt Renner was like, you know what, we're gonna do the first one, bombs. We need to have bombs. The second
yeah,
one, I think we need bombs. I think we just need bombs. We need bombs at the beginning of the movie. We need explosions at the beginning of the
yeah,
movie, and then throughout the whole movie, we'll just have like some sort of bombs.
yeah,
One in the mouth or something, like
yeah,
something bizarre, crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah.
'cause,
Just
dude, it opens
bombs
up strong.
everywhere.
Yeah, it opens up strong again. Like
Yeah,
I don't know, like if you remember in the first one, like all those SWAT guys died because of a bomb, and then this opening, like those people apparently like two people that were in the what is
in
it
the in that
embassy,
consulate there.
yeah,
Yeah,
constantly, yeah, they die, but there must have been like a shit ton of people that also died. Like let's we don't see the
yeah,
mourning of any of these deaths. Like,
yeah. No mourning at all. Just random dead
next scene
people.
is like, oh, we're going out, mushu mushu mushu, like let's go out.
Yeah. So, anyways, Wikipedia describes the movie as follows. This is going to be like a recurring theme. I'm always going to go to Wikipedia for every synopsis. Um, the story follows Chief Inspector Lee Chan and LAPD Detective James Carter Tucker, who go to Hong Kong on vacation, only to be thwarted by a murder case involving two U.S. Customs agents after a bombing at the American Embassy. Lee suspects that the crime is linked to the triad crime lord Ricky Tan, played by John Lone. Um, So yeah, this movie is actually the highest grossing film of the series, 347.3 million worldwide, and it was also the year's fifth highest grossing film domestically in the US, as well as the second highest grossing PG-13 rated film. Um,
It's crazy. It was PG-13. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
it was that the highest grossing PG. I mean, movie, but PG-13.
yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah,
I think back then PG-13. I think still like a rated R movie doesn't have to have bad words, but if you smoke cigarettes, that was considered a rated R movie. I wonder if that was. I don't remember anyone smoking cigarettes.
boat or whatever. He's like smoking on the boat,
Okay, so then maybe that's what makes it a PG-13.
I guess.
I wonder if things have changed. That I'm not sure if things have changed now, but PG-13, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think things are. I think the envelope just keeps getting more pushed. So you see PG-13 movies, and it's like X now. You know what I'm saying? It's like the envelope is just getting so pushed that everything is like it's lower.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So we see Zhang Ziyi, who I guess Ratner saw in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, because that came
He's like,
out.
I want her. I need her. I need her in the
Yeah,
movie
exactly.
right now.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's, I guess, how he casted her, and she delivers a box to the U.S. consulate in Hong
Hmm.
Kong, and that explosion kills two Americans. And the head of the Hong Kong police calls Jackie while he's riding with Tucker. And like, yeah, you were saying the callbacks. Like we see them bumping some Beach Boys in the
Beach
car,
Boys.
and uh, after like he sees some girls in the car next to him, and he's trying to practice his Chinese or whatever. And the girls just laugh at him, and he's pissed off, so he throws out the CD. And
Yeah, what does he
well,
say? He's like, you never touch a Chinese man's CD, or like you never throw
yeah,
out.
yeah,
He
call
said, right?
back.
But he's like, you never touch a black man's radio. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. Never touch a black man's radio,
radio. Yeah,
boy.
you know, a Chinese man's CD or throw out the window. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, and so Chris mentions that he wants Mushu, quote unquote,
Yeah, yeah.
um, which it's funny because that's the name of the Red Dragon character that Eddie Murphy plays in Mulan.
I didn't
His
put
name is
that two
Mushu.
together, bro. Isn't that weird? Like
That is,
Mushu, but like Eddie Murphy was going to be Chris Tucker's part, right, in the original, and then he
yeah.
gets cast in. Was is Mulan before Rush Hour?
No, it was after because I think Mulan was 99.
Wow,
Yeah,
see, that's interesting, dude.
yeah.
Is that a callback to or a diss to Eddie Murphy?
I
He's
don't
like,
know about
yeah,
that.
huh?
I mean, it could be. I don't
Yeah, yeah. You
know.
know, Eddie Murphy was in like, Mushu. Is it Mushu? Mushu isn't that like mean women too? Or but they just throw that in there. Let me do some improv. You know, he's improv. He's improvising
Yeah,
all through the movie. So
yeah, exactly. But I don't think there was any beef because I think working with Eddie Murphy on Tower Heist or whatever.
oh, that
So
was him, huh? I never saw that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it was all right. Not his finest hour for anyone involved,
Well, he
but
did
it was
fall
all
off.
right.
I mean, you know, when you're
Yeah,
on your phone too
yeah,
much, you're not really paying attention to what's the dailies. You're not paying
yeah,
attention to the dailies, bro. What's gonna happen? The movie's not gonna be that great.
yeah. The phone.
I'm surprised that Red Dragon is as good as it is.
Yeah.
Do
Well,
you know what
that's
I
what's
mean? Like,
funny.
I mean, because I mean, if you want, I mean, sidebar, if you watch Manhunter, Michael Mann's, like,
Yeah,
they're two different
initial.
movies. Some of it is a little similar, but I think Red Dragon, uh, um, the the arc and like the journey from the beginning to the end, it's so much. It's better storytelling, I would say. Better
Yeah,
storytelling than Michael Mann's. Michael Mann's is totally different. You know what I mean? I feel like
yeah.
there's more action in Michael Mann's than like in Brett Ratner's. It's like more story. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm surprised, dude.
Well,
I'm surprised. Huh.
yeah. Well, I mean, he's more subtle than you think. I know he loved Silence of the Lambs, so
Mm.
I think that's why he tackled Red Dragon, and he's a big fan of Jonathan Demme, so he was like kind of trying to stick to that style more so than the Michael
Yeah.
Mann, action type of style.
Because I mean,
Um,
I mean, sidebar, like Hannibal too, like was more action packed, right? Because it's like Ridley Scott.
yeah, he did. That's the one with Julianne Moore,
It's
right?
totally, dude. You could tell it's totally Ridley Scott, bro. The action, the
Yeah,
the 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 quick takes of
yeah,
people like getting murdered and shit. But
yeah,
like and Red Dragon is like totally like the structure is like so much better, bro. It
yeah,
smooths really well, you know.
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, dude, like from Rush Hour to like Red Dragon and then to Tower Heist, like, oh, what
yeah,
happened, bro? What happened? What happened?
yeah,
This happened.
yeah,
This happened. This happened.
yeah. Too much phone usage.
Yeah, dude.
And that was before smartphones too. So I was like, what the fuck is he doing? Like,
That's yeah. The flip phone. The
like,
flip phone. Like,
yeah, you got the Nokia playing Snake all day or what?
hold on one second. Hold on. Hold on.
Yeah, I know. That's funny. But yeah, it's like speaking of Eddie Murphy, it's almost like the whole series is kind of like indebted to Eddie Murphy. Like the thing. It's almost like the to me the Rush Hour, at least part one. It's almost like Beverly Hills Cop meets Golden Child. You know what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
combining like the L.A. cop with like the Chinese element.
That's true. That's true.
Um, yeah, and then meets like I know one of your favorite movies, Last Dragon with Time Mac. Like they kind of sprinkle that in a
Oh
little
yeah, yeah,
bit.
yeah. Oh,
You
that's
know,
true. Yeah, yeah, that's true.
I know you love that movie.
I do love The
Um,
Last Dragon. It's really good. It's a classic.
yeah,
Classic.
no, but it's funny because on the commentary, I remember Ratner saying, he mentioned like Chris is like Eddie 2.0, you know, at that time, and he was saying, well, in a way, he's even better because he's like more handsome than Eddie is. You
You
know what
say
I'm
he was
saying?
more
Like,
handsome. You say he was handsome, and he. That's why I mentioned he looks like he could play football because
yeah,
he's not as skinny as Eddie Murphy. I guess Eddie
yeah,
Murphy was
exactly.
too skinny. Yeah.
Yeah, like he looks like he could be a wide receiver or something like that.
You know, the fact that you
Um,
mentioned commentary, that's sad that like you don't really get to listen to commentary anymore in like
yeah,
because that was the whole point of buying DVD sometimes was like, oh shit, this commentary is like they would have like random people in a
yeah,
commentary that
exactly.
aren't even in the movie. But it was like what a podcast is now, right?
Yeah,
Like
essentially,
someone that's
yeah.
just talking about a movie.
Yeah,
Man,
for
it's
sure.
great.
No, I love comment. Like that's like the only reason I bought DVDs in a way was
Oh
just
yeah.
to listen to the commentary. But it's like Criterion is the only thing we have left of that now. But sometimes I go to Book Off, the Japanese bookstore, used bookstore, and they sell DVDs, and I'll buy like $2 DVD. Like if there's a commentary on it, like I'll take it. You know what I'm saying?
You
Because
know
to
that
me, that's like free knowledge right there. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like Criterion app should have the commentary for those movies.
I,
Like,
I I guess it does. I think
does
I,
it?
I
Does
think
it?
it does. Yeah, but it's in a way that's like kind of a lot of work. Like
No, it's true.
it's,
But I mean, if you're a film savant or
yeah,
like you love
yeah,
film, I mean, you're definitely going to want to listen to commentary. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I was talking to someone recently who was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a film buff, and
Uh-huh.
I'm naming all these fucking old movies," and he's like, "I've never seen it, never seen it." I was like, "What'd you do, bro? You start watching movies in 2010, and then from 2010 for the
Yeah,
last 15 years, you're like a film buff. Like, where do you think
right.
these guys got the
Got it
inspiration
from.
from? Like way back, bro. You got to go way back.
Yeah.
You can't
It's
say
like
you're a film buff, yeah, if you don't
yeah,
know like
yeah, the
the
history.
the history, bro. Exactly, dude.
Yeah,
Not to be anal or anything, but I mean, come
yeah.
on.
No, it's true. Like you can't call yourself a film buff when you got into movies through A24. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
your first movie was Spring Breakers or something. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, dude. Like, and I'm just like, hey, have
But
you ever seen a movie called Cocktail? Like, just a random movie. Oh, what is that? And I was like, oh, really? Like, okay. How
yeah,
about Top Gun? Oh, what's that? I mean, like, dude, like these are movies
yeah,
that at the time were like the big gross movies and hits, right? But
yeah.
now you could see them and they don't. Some of them don't hold up, but I mean,
They're
they were
still the
period.
shit.
Yeah, they were period appropriate back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
nostalgic, right? So
Everything is a snapshot of its time. You know what I'm saying? When
exactly,
we
exactly.
look back on this A24 era, people will be like, wow, like this is a weird era. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Do you know offhand what was their first movie? I can't remember.
I think Spring Breakers was like their biggest hit, like their
Was that
first hit.
was that their first hit?
Yeah, like they did a couple other random ones. Like there's like a YouTube video on it. It's like
Ah,
Vox, like A24. Like where the hell did A24 come from? And they kind of break it down for you. But like Spring Breakers was their first like hit. I
okay.
mean, and they've been on a good run. But I mean, cinema existed before A24. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, dude, totally, bro.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Ryan,
um,
TriStar, New Line Cinema,
yeah,
Miramax. I mean, like,
yeah. Carol Co.
yeah.
Canon Films.
Oh,
You know.
what was the G? The one that would come with like a G. It would be like a
Um,
sphere. It'd be a sphere, and then it would like put a G in the middle of it.
I don't. That wasn't Canon or whatever.
Maybe. What was the production company that did like all the Van Damme movies and stuff?
Yeah, I think Canon and
Canyon.
Carol.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
That's a good documentary. The documentary
Oh
about
yeah, no,
Canyon.
I saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
that's a really
hella
good one
good.
too. Yeah,
Dude, they had mad hits, bro.
yeah. I think
That was,
American Ninja was on that one too.
oh yeah, that they had a good ass run.
Yeah, they
It's
had a
sad.
good run. See, how can you be a film buff if you don't know the
Yeah, if
history?
you don't know Bloodsport, if you don't know Kickboxer, you know,
Come on, dude.
like you have to know those movies. You have to know
Yeah,
Van
dude.
Damme.
100, bro. 100.
Maybe Van Damme should do an A24 movie. You know what I mean? That might.
Dude, can you imagine? I mean, he's not
Yeah,
done. I mean, apparently JCVD was like really good. That put him back on the map
yeah.
at the time.
It's like that
Uh,
was 10 years ago.
it
It was
was.
that's 12 years ago.
He's not as crazy as Steven Seagal, I would say.
Yeah, no. Yeah, yeah. Steven Seagal is unredeemable at this point.
Yeah, he is.
He's like Kanye now.
He's out. Did you
Yeah.
see? He did this interview where he's like, and he's like doing this like Japanese accent. He's like, yes, but there is a what? How do you say knowledge? Like I'm just like,
It's like,
he's like,
dude, you're not a samurai.
how do you say? Like it was like a random word. He's like, how do you say noticeable? Like it's just like, you know,
It's
but it's like, bro,
ridiculous.
like you're American. You're fucking from Jersey, bro. Like
Yeah,
really, dude. Like come on.
dude, you're Jewish. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean? Speaking of which, we gotta do some Seagal eventually.
Oh, dude,
We got
I'm down, bro. I'm down, dude. I mean,
we gotta
I
do
love
Glimmer
all the.
Man. Glimmer Man. Hell
Which
yeah.
one?
Glimmer Man.
Oh, Glimmer Man. Oh,
Yeah.
that was later though.
No, I know, but it's fucking hilarious. So funny.
What's the one with the Rastafari's? Is that Mark for Death?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Mark for
It's
Death.
like
Yeah,
has like the same guys from like Predator 2, like
yeah.
used for that.
What's the one where he like saves Alaska? I
Remember
heard that.
that?
One. Speaking of Steven Seagal,
Anyway,
bro, was that movie? Was it Clear and Present Danger where he
yeah.
dies? Where he died like
Oh,
he didn't get he
executive
didn't.
decision, right?
Yeah, he didn't. No, executive decision.
Yeah,
He didn't get along with
with
the
Snipes,
director
right?
or
Okay.
somebody, and they like killed him like right at the.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I
he
like.
die? He
Yeah,
dies, right?
like
Yeah, yeah.
they pull a Drew Barrymore, scream. Like you think he's the star. He was like in all the trailers, and then he like dies like 2 minutes
Dies. Yeah, yeah,
into
yeah.
the movie.
Yeah, because he didn't get along with either the producer, directors, or I think maybe the lead actor. Somebody he didn't get along with. I think John Leguizamo said on paper on wax too that they didn't really get along too in that movie, and he was cut short when he dies. But yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
I'm
fuck
sure.
Steven Seagal's on the list, bro. 100.
Yeah, we gotta hit that. Anyways, back to Rush Hour 2. So Jackie gets a call to go to this club to find Ricky Tan. And Ricky Tan was Jackie's dad's former police partner, but he turned into a triad gangster now, basically.
The
So,
Triad is the equivalent to Yakuza, right?
yeah, like they're like the Chinese mafia,
Yeah, yeah.
basically. And they kind of run Hong Kong.
Is that who's in
And
like John Woo movies?
yeah. So like almost every John Woo movie in Hong Kong revolves around the triads. Like
Triads.
it's
I
like
got you.
they're Sopranos, they're Italian mafia. It's
Ah,
like that. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
And so like the Ricky Tan character, he's almost like a Chinese Zeta. Like in Mexico, like they have the Zetas. Like those are like the fallen angels of like because Zetas it's like a cartel, but they're like
Ah,
former cops. Like they're former like cop
oh,
police who became a cartel basically. So
Oh
like
wow. Okay.
so Ricky Tan, he's kind of like that, but in Hong Kong. Um, and then I always thought it was weird that he was his dad's partner, because Jackie looks older than he does. Like how's that possible? Like, you know, I was like, what? Like, but it was like a don't drink your juice in the hood. Like he's older than his
Oh
dad.
yeah, he's like his son.
like,
He can
like,
play his son, dude.
yeah, yeah. Like it was weird, but I guess he's on like John Lone, the actor who plays Ricky Tan. He's only 2 years older than Jackie, so it's just weird that he's his dad's partner, and it just didn't make
Dude,
any
maybe he's
sense.
like maybe he's vegan or something. Maybe he's like Mormon or like doesn't eat salt or drink
He doesn't
alcohol or
he
doesn't
doesn't
do
age.
drugs. He doesn't age, bro. You know what I mean? It's just
He,
like he's got really nice skin. He's got really nice skin. Maybe he's getting the mushu. He's going there a lot. You know what I mean? On his real life.
he's a Mormon triad
Yeah.
former cop.
I mean, he looks
um,
good, bro. He's got good skin. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you don't see him. You
yeah,
don't see him like doing his own stunts. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. I guess so. He doesn't have the stress of Jackie.
yeah.
So you see Jackie in the club, and he's jacking off with Chris the whole time. Not literally,
Not
obviously.
literally. Yes.
Um, but yeah, so Ricky Tan is played by John Lone, who I'm not that familiar with, but
Yeah, me neither. I that was the first time I saw him when I saw him in this movie. I was like, oh
yeah,
shit, that's
yeah, me too.
yeah.
But I guess Ratner really liked him in the movie Year of the Dragon, which was
Oh,
directed by Michael Cimino, who did Deer Hunter, and he
oh
did a lot
wow.
of classics. Yeah, he did Heaven's Gate. Yeah, and so he does in like 87 or 88, he does a random Chinese mafia movie starring this guy and Mickey Rourke. Like Mickey Rourke plays like some Polish cop or something who like hates Chinese gangsters or something like that. It's just a weird. Yeah, he looks
He
pretty
an
much the
age?
same. Yeah, he looks. Yeah, if anything, maybe he looks a little older in Year of the Dragon.
Oh wow.
But no, it's I was such a fanboy. I was such a Ratner fanboy when I heard that commentary. I was like, damn, I need to watch this damn movie. I need to watch this damn Year of the Dragon movie. So I rented
You
it.
saw
Yeah, I saw it. I rented it on Netflix on the DVD when they had DVD service back then.
it?
I've been a Netflix guy since like the beginning. I've been a Netflix guy since like '04. So I was getting DVDs all the way
I
back
still
then.
owe, bro. I owe I kept what did I keep? Oh, you know
Cool
what I
Runnings.
Down by Law. I kept Down by Law.
Oh wow, that's funny.
But look, I could return it. I guess. I mean, I don't know unless it's like done. But
Yeah, I don't think they're. Yeah, I
so
think
then
if
it's
you
mine,
send
dude.
that,
Like, it's just
yeah,
mine.
I think if you mail that out, it'll just land somewhere in Africa or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It'll just
It's
like land
I
in
signed
some
the
pit.
contract, bro. Perpetuity, bro. So it's till Netflix till the end.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I know we have like a sleeve, like the old sleeve with like Cool Runnings on it for some reason. Like I think me or
Dude, I
my
seen
wife
this
have.
trailer. I seen this poster, The Year of the Dragon. That's when Mickey Rourke had the blonde hair.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Oh,
a pretty
is it
cool
good?
movie, actually. Yeah, it's
Is it
pretty
good?
cool. Yeah. A lot of action to it. I liked it. You should check it out.
Yeah, I haven't seen. Yeah,
Um,
I haven't seen this one.
yeah, yeah. Like you don't hear people talk about it at all.
Dude,
So the
people really
fact that
like that movie with him and Robert De Niro.
um, with that Angel Heart or
Angel Heart,
whatever.
bro. Dude, it's hard to watch. I can't really. I tried watching it again, and I was like, it's Mickey
Like
Rourke is just doing his Mickey Rourke, and I'm talking like,
he's
man,
doing his Brando
he's
shit.
doing his Tom Hardy. It's what Tom Hardy does now. It's like, yeah, it's like,
That's like the last evolution of acting. Like it's like Super Saiyan, you know, Marlon Brando, just mumbling. That's like
I'm
the
mumbling.
final. That's the
Yo,
Zen.
no, dude, Christopher in sidebar again. Christopher Walken in that movie where he like could see. He's like a clairvoyant,
Oh,
and he
you
sees
cut
like,
out.
huh?
Oh, you cut out for a bit there.
The Christopher Walken movie where he's like clairvoyant, and he sees
Oh,
like
yeah,
what's it called? He sees
Watcher
like,
or something,
huh?
or Communion? No, right?
No. Communion's great though.
Yeah.
No, but he also
Oh, Dead Zone. You mean Dead
Dead
Zone?
Zone, bro.
Yeah,
In
the
Dead Zone.
Cronenberg movie.
In Dead Zone, oh yeah, it's fucking Cronenberg, bro.
Yeah.
Cronenberg's got a new movie coming out too. But in
Oh,
Dead
okay.
Zone, he also does the Like his dude, he mumbles in the whole movie. You have to watch it with subtitles because you're like, it's like is
Okay.
he like he's saying his whole like dialogue and then he just like he just mumbling shit, bro. Like what? It's like what are you doing, bro? Like trying to like, is this part of the script or are you like what's going on here? Did you ad lib?
Yeah, I think that's why that was like his final like starring vehicle. They're like, okay, this guy's just mumbling, like he's gonna be just a character actor for the rest of his life, pretty much. You know?
Yeah, that's true. I guess. Yeah, I guess. I mean,
Yeah,
Dead Zone. Yeah, Dead Zone's a good movie
yeah,
too.
that was the shit. I mean, Cronenberg, he's the man. Cronenberg
Hmm.
and Stephen King collabo joint. You know?
Yeah, on Dead Zone. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um. So, anyways, yeah. So that's where he saw John Lone, Year of the Dragon.
Interesting.
And so yeah, we see they go into the club and it's full of triads, and they see a guy on stage trying to sing "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough," and Chris Tucker is pissed. So he takes the stage and he does another Michael Jackson impression, just like in the first movie.
'Cause that's what he does,
Um,
bro. That's his
yeah,
little gimmick. You know what I mean? And he's
yeah,
good at it.
he is. He's very good at it, and he does the Shimon Lee, Shimon. Yeah, and so he speaks Chinese to the crowd, and Jackie will like translate for him, and
Yeah.
he says some ridiculous shit, as you would expect, and the crowd laughs, and Chris makes an ass out of himself,
I
and
like
then
how
they
they laugh because I like how they laugh because they say he just says that, oh my friend's drunk, and that's like hilarious.
yeah,
Oh,
because
don't
they're
let
kind
my
of like
friend. He just insulted you guys, but he's drunk. Oh, so
yeah. But I thought that was funny. I mean, it's
yeah,
funny that
that's funny.
he doesn't translate what he says. He's just like, oh, he's drunk.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah,
forgive
yeah.
him. He's just a random black guy in Hong Kong, so just forgive him
Yeah.
for that.
Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, exactly. So they see Zhang Ziyi and they chase her. They chase her along with Jackie's stunt team, who's like in every scene of the movie with
Dude, they
her.
died. They died in Rush Hour, and they're back. They're
Yeah,
back
exactly.
in
They're
Rush Hour
back.
too.
I think they were just like Chris says later on. He's like, "Oh, y'all look alike." I guess they were like, "Yeah, I guess we do." So let's just keep using the same guys. Yeah,
They
it's
do,
hilarious.
bro.
Uh, and then they climb up these bamboo buildings, which is pretty cool. I've never seen that before. I didn't realize
Dude,
they
that
had
was
that.
so dope. That was so dope when they did that scene.
Yeah,
Maybe Jackie Chan has done that in one of his
in
older
his Hong
movies that
Kong
we
movie.
didn't see. But dude, when I saw that again, I was like, Shin Chin, the Marvel movie, or Shang Chi,
Shang-Chi,
or
yeah, yeah,
they try to mimic that in a way and make it more of like extreme,
yeah,
right? But it's all
yeah,
CG, bro. It's not real, you know?
yeah, and it cheapens it.
Oh, dude, for sure, bro. Like
Yeah,
they're actually doing those things on like, and he's like holding on and he's like fighting, and I was
right,
just like, damn,
exactly.
dude, like this is what you. I mean, maybe with the insurances and stuff like you could do back then, that these actors, especially Marvel actors, don't want to put themselves because
Yeah,
they're like $1 million like select,
yeah,
right?
investment,
Um,
yeah, yeah,
investment exactly. But yeah, when I saw it again, I was like, oh, dude, this is so crazy. Like how Shang Chi tried to like mimic that and totally doesn't like sell it because you could tell it's fake from the. I mean, maybe some of the stunts look pretty cool, but like you could tell they're not actually like in like outside. You know what I mean? Like
right,
it's
yeah,
they're like in a studio and shit. Yeah,
right. Just looks fake.
yeah,
Yeah. And it's funny. So like Jackie is climbing the bamboo trying to chase him, and Chris is like, I ain't doing that. So he's climbing the stairs and he's all winded, and he goes by some Chinese lady, and she's like, out of the way, Kobe, like in the subtitles. I thought that was hilarious when I first
Yo, dude, he
saw
said that everybody could call him Kobe while he was there.
that. Hey, Kobe
he
was
said,
big in China.
yeah, he is, bro. He said everyone was calling him Kobe.
And like yeah, when they had the Olympics there, Kobe was the biggest star there.
That's true.
Um, oh wait, yeah. So um, so they don't catch Zhang Ziyi and Jackie's stunt team there. But they decide to go to a massage parlor
I like how we
because
said Jackie's stunt team. Like,
yeah, let's just say
it's
it
not
for
the
what
bad
it is.
guys. Not the bad guys. It's Jackie's stunt team. It's Jackie's stunt team.
Yeah, Jackie's stunt team.
You'll see
Yeah,
them in part
uh,
three. You'll see them in part three.
yeah, exactly. Jackie's stunt team as the bad guys.
Yeah.
So they go to the massage parlor because Chris wants Mushu. And so they open the screen door and there's all these girls sitting there, and he's like, uh, shaking his hands. He's kind of like, and he picks out a few. And I know Ratner, he was saying he was trying to reference Enter the Dragon there with
Oh,
like
that makes sense. That makes
Jim
sense.
Kelly, kind of picking
Yeah,
out a
yeah.
few girls there. Yeah, he was kind of doing that. He
That makes
mentioned that
sense.
on the commentary.
I mean, dude,
um,
even watching it now, I'm like, this is the reason why I like watching this scene. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
as a person
yeah,
who's attracted to, women, I
females.
mean, or men that are attractive, I'm just like, damn, dude, like this is pretty hot.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, and it's funny how the lady's like, "Ooh, American. You have American money," like how she says it. It's funny.
That's funny.
Um,
That's like a common line, gag line in the whole movie. Like American, like once you show money, once Americans show money, like I speak English now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. The universal language of money.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So they're getting massages, and Jackie sees Ricky Tan from the distance, and he points him out to Carter, and Carter doesn't take him very seriously. He keeps saying he's a midget in a bathrobe, and
Yeah.
he's like, he's a very dangerous man. He's like, I'm a very dangerous man.
Yo, dude,
um,
what'd you think about the colors in that
no,
scene?
I like that. I like
Yeah, yeah,
their
right.
lavender bathrobes.
Lavender,
Love that.
like a baby blue, and
Yeah,
then like a pink. You know what I mean? Like it was really
yeah,
nice. Like the aesthetics add to like that whole scene. You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, Ratner, he was a really good visualist, so he knew what he was doing with stuff like that. Um, I'm glad you mentioned that.
yeah,
So Carter says he's just gonna go talk to Tan, and it's funny how Tan already knows who he is, because I guess
yeah,
because he's the only black guy in the whole vicinity.
yeah, dude. Like like prior to everything, that we're on the street, there's a black guy, like hanging
Yeah,
around, asking
just
questions.
FYI.
Just FYI, it's Kobe Bryant asking questions. He's out here.
Yeah,
Maybe the NBA's on vacation. He's out here
yeah.
asking
Maybe,
questions. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there's off season or there's a lockout right now.
yeah, dude,
Yeah, because he sees him, he's like, "Oh, you're Lee's American friend,"
yeah,
um, and he's like, he's like, "No," he's like, "I'm Lee's new muscle." He says
yeah,
that, and he's like, "You Americans so funny," and he's like, "And you Asians don't hear that well," and
yeah.
Jackie looks over, and Carter's stomping on Ricky's laptop, and Jackie's like, "Oh shit, like, gotta say this full again." And then Jackie walks over, and Tan just kind of walks away, and they're left to fight his boy basically. And
That fight choreography is like you could tell they invested more in this one. Like
yeah,
there's more like acrobatics and
yeah,
then finally like you see like the tag team that they started in Rush Hour. Like this
yeah,
is like where they're at in part two. Like the evolution of it, right? Like he
yeah,
says, go left, you go right. You know what I mean? Like it's like and then they do that thing where they're like,
yeah,
like it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's really good, man. Like the choreography
yeah.
is really good. Yeah,
Yeah, they really had a rhythm, and
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, from the first one,
yeah,
you go this way, I go that way, and he's like, what? He's like, you go what?
yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah,
he gets it, he
yeah,
gets it,
yeah.
and then they start kicking ass, and
Like
it's
when
a
he's
really
like,
good
flip
scene.
me. When
Yeah,
he like flips him and then like, no, he's like, I'm gonna flip you. And he's like, no, no, no. And he flips him and he's like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I did that.
yeah. He's like, oh my god. He's like, that actually worked. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So they're kicking ass, and they have the bathrobes, and everything's good. Um, and then they see all these other guys from Ricky's gang. And they're like, "Oh shit!" Like,
And dude, you
and
know what you see? Bro, you see one of the dudes, no, two of the guys at least two of the guys, but I know one for a fact that was in the restaurant scene in Rush Hour, bro. Like, and
Yeah,
I don't think he's part of his actual stunt team, but he's
yeah.
from Best of the Best, which I said that in
Oh
Rush
yeah,
Hour.
you were saying that.
One of
Yeah,
the guys was from Best of the Best. He's from the Korean team, and he
right.
was there in the restaurant scene, and now he's in China. But they all
Yeah,
look alike, right? That's what he says. They all look alike.
yeah, exactly. So that's why you don't really notice unless you pay attention.
Yeah,
Um, so cut to we see them running naked in like the highway of Hong Kong.
dude, that's hilarious, bro. That scene is so funny when they're just
Yeah,
like running naked, like that,
yeah,
like, like. But you know what I like about that scene is like no matter how much credibility and how much power, I guess you could say that Lee, Jackie Chan has in his own country as a cop, right? He
yeah,
lost it, bro. He lost his whole integrity. They
yeah,
took that away from they took that away from him so fast. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. It was a downhill quick
Yeah,
sort of
like
thing. Yeah,
do you think in the universe of Lee, has this ever happened to him where he's been in a situation where they've removed his clothes and he's had to run back to, because he has clothes all set up, right? When he gets to
yeah,
the, he has like all the suits there. So
yeah, yeah. Exactly.
it's like,
I'm
it goes
assuming this
back
is
to
a
what
first for Lee.
yeah,
Uh,
dude, it goes back to what I said in the Rush Hour, the first one. There's
yeah,
so many of these characters, like it's not their first rodeo, bro. Like they've
yeah,
experienced this like so many times. You know, like
yeah. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. He's the great Chief Inspector Lee. So yeah, that's what's funny is they walk into the station naked, and you see the actor Harris Yulin. He plays Agent Sterling, and he's talking to the head of like the chief of police
and then
there,
he's
and
like,
he's
"Who
like,
is this Lee?" And then that's when the walk comes in, and he's like, "That's Inspector Lee." Like,
yeah, yeah. They walk in naked, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And he's like,
yeah,
"That's Chief Inspector Lee." After he's like singing his praises like right before that.
yeah, dude, yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah. So that actor Harris Yulin, who plays Sterling, I guess Ratner casted him because he's a big Scarface guy. He was in Scarface. He plays the corrupt cop Mel Bernstein.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that's right, that's
yeah,
right.
so that's why. And
Oh, he's been in a bunch of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, he's been in a lot. He's a good character actor. A lot of '70s movies, and Ratner is a real '70s movie nut. So yeah, and so then Carter and Lee get into an argument in the locker room, and they're putting on their clothes, and it's funny because Carter is such an a-hole because he blames Lee for getting into that fight with Ricky when it's
Yeah.
like he started the whole shit. Like, like he
But dude,
told your ass
he
not to
starts
talk to him.
everything though. Even in Rush Hour, the original, like
Yeah,
he's the one that starts all the commotion.
right. He's the catalyst.
Yeah, he is the
Um,
catalyst, bro.
yeah, and he's like, "You're constipated, Lee. You got too much rice in your diet." And he's like, "When's the last time you had a date, Lee? What year? Year of the rat?" Um, which is funny because that's my birth year. My birth year is year of the rat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he's like, you'll never understand me. And then he's like, yeah, you're right, because I didn't understand what you just said right there.
Yeah, he says that. Yeah. Another callback. Another callback.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny. And Jackie, he's like, I'm so tired of your bullshit. Like you hear him cuss, and he walks away.
Dude,
And
that's totally good. For me, I think that's good script writing, because you're having a fight that leads to what happens right after that. You know what I mean? Like,
right, exactly.
you know,
Yeah,
like
it was perfect. Yeah, like
the flare up, and then boom.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So Chris is like, oh shit, like I left my wallet at that massage parlor. So he goes back and as he's walking away, and so Jackie doesn't know that he just left. So as he's walking away, we see Zhang Ziyi wearing a blonde wig,
Yeah,
and he's like, "Hey there, cutie." And he sees her, and he just walks away. And then she has the box. She has her little
yeah, yeah, yeah.
UPS box that she has, and she leaves it in there. And it's like no one, there's no security on any of these places she goes.
No
She just
security,
walks right
bro.
in.
Nobody.
She just
Yeah,
walks right in with a box.
they're like, yeah, just come in, it's fine, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
let her in.
It's not suspicious at all. Suspicious at all that you're wearing a wig. It's fine. Like,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's like no one's expecting a box, but go ahead, go right ahead.
yeah.
So she puts a box in there. Seconds later, the room explodes where Carter was in, and then Jackie thought he was there, so he's like crying. He's like in shock. He's like, oh, like he's like mourning, yet he's in shock. He's kind of
Yo,
mourning
talk about some good
Carter.
acting, bro. That's a good acting
Yeah,
moment.
yeah. Like you see
Right,
his
right.
face is all
Yeah, dude.
smudged with like
Yeah, yeah,
and he's like, like he's thinking about Carter.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good piece of acting by Jackie. Um, and so Chris is on the town. He like
He's like, meanwhile, he's like, he's buying
yeah,
chickens, he's saving chickens, he's
yeah,
buying outfits. Yeah.
yeah. He gets a Chinese shirt because he's like cheap
Cheap
suits,
suits, cheap suits.
and he's like, how cheap? Cheap suits. He's like, okay. He walks out with that. Funny. And then we see Jackie driving on his own, and he's listening to the radio.
He's listening to
And
Puff Daddy, bro.
yeah. No, it's funny. The announcer is like, no. And then you hear the police riff come in,
Yeah, yeah.
and he's like, no, P. Diddy. And then like Leslie drives, he listens to it, and he's kind of smiling, and he does the head thing,
Yeah, he does the
like,
head thing. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Which is pretty
Yeah,
dope. I like
yeah, it's
that. Yeah.
hilarious. Yeah. I mean, we're not even going to get into the whole Diddy thing right now. That's just a whole nother can of worms that we don't have
Yeah.
time for. Can't we don't have time to talk about thousands of baby oil bottles right now.
Lots of baby oil, bro.
Yeah. So Carter gets his wallet and he sees Ricky Tan coming out of there. So he tells the cab driver, like, "Hey, follow that, follow that car."
Oh yeah, and he's
And
like, I don't understand. And he's like,
yeah,
here's
yeah,
some money, bro. He's like, now you're speaking my language. It's like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, universal language of Benjamin.
money, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about the Benjamins.
That
So
guy looked familiar. He looked like somebody I've seen
yeah,
in a
I think I've
project.
seen him in other stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
in other like some Wong Kar Wai movies or something like
Yeah,
that.
probably. Yeah, that actually maybe like yeah. I feel like I saw him in like a Walker White like a movie. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he looked very familiar. So they go to the yacht. Like he follows the car, and they go to a yacht, and he's like, "Wait for me," and the guy just drives off. It's just hilarious. And he's like, "Mother."
Yo, dude, did you think like when Jackie Chan does the stunt to get on the boat, like did he really have to put his like make sure his shoes weren't gonna get wet? Was
Buckets
that
or
yeah? Was
whatever.
that was that like too extreme? Where he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna show off how you could do this without getting your
Yeah,
shoes wet. This is a tutorial. I'm gonna do a tutorial on top of doing a stunt where I'm not getting my shoes wet. That way, I don't look like I just came from the water into this
yeah.
party.
Well, hey, having wet socks sucks ass. Come on,
I guess so,
like
dude. Yeah.
when you have wet socks, it just ruins your whole day. If you step in pee or something, cat piss or dog
I
piss
just
or
thought it's
something
funny
like
because
that.
he like looks around and he's like, "Oh, let me get that box." Like, I already know what
Yeah,
I'm doing here. Let me get that.
he always has a plan. He's
Yeah.
Jackie Chan. So yeah, like they both managed to get on the yacht, and Carter sees Rosalind Sanchez and plays Isabella, and he tries chatting her up,
Oh yeah,
and
that's the love interest. That's the
yeah,
what's her name from the Rush Hour from the original. Rest in peace,
um, who, Pena?
Benya. Yeah, you know what I mean. That's like
Did she pass away?
yeah, she passed away.
Really? When was
Yeah,
that?
she passed away at least over a decade ago. Rest in peace.
Really? Damn, I didn't
Yeah,
realize that. I
yeah,
thought
she
she was.
passed away. Yeah,
Because I
it
remember
was
seeing her on Modern Family or whatever. What was that?
yeah,
Did she?
dude. It was literally like around that time.
Really?
She
Yeah.
passed away in 2014.
Damn, dude, that sucks.
Yeah, I think she had. I mean, bro, like everyone's passing. Oh, dude, she had liver problems, cirrhosis of the liver, bro. Fuck,
Damn, that sucks.
alcohol abuse. So sad.
Jeez, man, I didn't even
Yeah,
realize
man.
that.
Uh, but
Um,
but she's Rosalind is the love interest for sure, and boy, is
yeah,
she hot.
yeah, Yeah. I mean, well, that's something Ratner has mentioned. He said, you know, a beautiful woman is universal. It doesn't matter if you're from Hong Kong or the hood. Like, you have a pretty girl, people, guys especially are gonna gravitate towards it. You know what I'm saying?
Now thinking about it, bro, I wonder if like it was not safe for her. You know what I mean? Like on set. I
With
wonder if
Ratner,
yeah, just like you never know. You know what I
or
mean?
just in general.
Just in
Yeah,
general, and I don't know. It's just kind of sad. You know what I mean? Like to think about. But like, of
yeah,
course, a lot of actresses, a lot of people aren't going to say anything because at the time they're not trying to like lose their opportunities, right?
yeah.
Um,
Especially
because
at that time.
she's very attractive, and I think she was like, I mean, I forget what she was doing before that. Was she like a model or
I didn't really know. That was the
yeah,
first time I had seen her in anything. I have a feeling she did like soap operas or something like that
yeah,
before that. But you know who she's married to, right?
no,
She's married to the white dude from Harold and Kumar too. The guy who's like the new boyfriend of Kumar's ex-girlfriend or whatever.
oh
He's like,
really?
yeah, she's married to that dude. He's the whitest dude in the world.
Well, it's because she
Um,
wants to make sure to have her name on, on on property and stuff. You know?
there you go. There you go. Get in where you fit in. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Anyway,
What the
so yeah,
what Guantanamo Bay? That one?
I guess. Oh yeah, Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, that one.
Wait, Rob Corddry,
No, the like young white guy.
Eric Winter?
I guess so. Yeah, I think that's him. He's like
Really?
really like Backstreet Boyish looking. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
That
wow.
I think they met on like soap operas or something because I think that's what he
Oh
was
yeah,
doing.
he's married to her. That's right.
Yeah, there you go. Learn something new every day. So it's funny because like what's his name? Carter sees her and he's like, "Hi," and he's like, "What's your name?" And she's like, "Oh, my name is Isabel something." And
Do you feel like
she's
that
like, "What's?"
accent was fake?
Um, I mean, it seems a bit thick. Seems a little
It
thick,
was
but I
right.
mean,
A little
but
thick.
she is Puerto Rican,
No, no, I know,
so
but I wonder. That's what I mean. I don't know what she was doing. What if she came from like speaking Spanish like shows
right,
or if she's putting on an accent. You know what I mean? Like how
yeah,
sometimes what happens. You know what I mean?
yeah. I think maybe she was hamming it a little bit up with that. Um, but it's funny how Carter is like, "Oh, I'm Hector Gonzalez Morales Gonzalez," like they, that's just hilarious how he
That
does
was
that.
always a common joke. I think like back then, there's always like
Yeah,
Hector Antonio Hernandez Fernandez Soto Miguel. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, like yeah, making fun of how they have these long ass names,
long ass yeah last names yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And then
And that's when you meet what's his name right Stephen Rain.
yeah, yeah. So the old guy comes up to her and like, "Who's your friend?" And she's like, "Well, I just met him, Hector something." you know.
Dude, how different would the movie be if it would have been Jerry Lewis?
I mean, that would have been interesting.
I know, dude,
Um,
because he was supposed to he was considered for the role. He was offered it.
wow.
That'd been dope. I mean, like
Yeah.
if you think of Jerry Lewis, like in the was it the comedian the Martin Scorsese movie
Oh, King of Comedy.
yeah comedy. You know what I mean? Like how
Yeah, the
how funny
dramatic
how
turn.
great he was in that movie. Can
Yeah.
you imagine like just a small little cameo? How he would have like added his little flavor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That would have been cool. I mean, I think he was already kind of old by that time, so maybe that's
Yeah, he would probably been like pretty old.
yeah, that's probably why he didn't end up doing it. Yeah, so that Stephen Rain character, he's played by this guy Alan King, who I'm not really that familiar with him. I guess
He's
he was
been
a
in a bunch of
comedian.
stuff. He's been in a lot of old stuff.
Yeah. Um, I had
I
never
mean,
really heard of him.
it's like what you say. Berner is a huge fan of like old cinema.
Yeah,
So, and
70s.
he's a comedian. Alan King's a comedian.
Yeah, no, I heard that.
Yeah. So,
He's like, oh, I casted this comedian Alan King. Yeah, but I personally wasn't familiar with him. But I kind of feel like they should have casted someone more famous for that role. Like,
I can see
um,
that. Yeah.
like they're saying he's this rich ass guy. He owns half of Los Angeles supposedly. Um, like it would have been like lame in retrospect, but I think if they casted Trump in that role, that he could have fit
Ah,
that easily. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know that was Trump before he is what he is now. But I mean, you would buy that he's rich, and we could have seen him dead at the end of the movie. That would have
you'd
been
be
great.
like, oh wait, he
Yeah,
was the guy in Home Alone too, because that was around that time.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, that I think that maybe having Trump would have been a little bit better.
Yeah,
Uh,
when taking Trump serious was like not really who cared about him. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
now we're like,
Um,
oh shit,
yeah. Now it's a shit
like
show. Yeah.
why?
So
The why of it all.
yeah. And then on the yacht, Lee and Carter are reunited, and Lee is
Dude,
surprised
what
to
a
see.
kismet like what a kismet scene, right? When they like get reunited, like
Yeah,
he's like,
exactly.
Carter, oh my god, you're alive! Like
Yeah, yeah. Like Carter's so oblivious to it. It's hilarious.
yeah,
And
like
I
what?
love,
He's like what? Like
yeah, I love when they do that, like who's on first type of comedy, you know? Because
dude, that
he's
was great, right? Who's
like
on
you
first?
were dead. He's like, who? He's like
You,
you.
yeah,
He's
who?
like
No,
Detective
you. Like
you. Like I'm a sucker for that. Like it's
oh,
stupid,
me
but
too,
I
bro.
love it. You know?
It's so slapstick that
Yeah,
it's like I feel like adding that to action movie is definitely like sometimes
it
it gives it more
neutralizes it.
layers. It gives it more layers. You know what I mean? Where it's just like
Yeah,
the comedy and then slapstick comedy on top of that. Because
yeah,
we'll talk about the slapstick comedy at the very end. That's
yeah.
even like that also is
Right.
added. You know what I mean? But like I think it just adds more flavor to the pot.
Yeah, and it breaks up the action and those little bits of yeah,
Because it's
especially
funny,
slapstick comedy.
it's funny because it could be true. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah,
truth behind it. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
exactly.
there's so yeah, it's not forced. It's not
Yeah,
forced. Yeah.
yeah, and they do it in part three too. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
called
yeah,
Who's
yeah.
on First. Yeah, and even though people nowadays probably might think it's kind of racist because they're kind of like I guess making fun of like Chinese names and like how simple they are, but it's hilarious. I mean, you can't deny
I think it's
it.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Ricky Tan wants to talk to Jackie, so they talk, and then Zhang Zi and her crew shoot Ricky, and he falls into the water.
Did you think it was over?
No, I was like, there's no way he's dead
Yeah,
just
right.
there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it had to be, there had to be more to it. It was
I mean, but
shocking.
dude, falling at that speed though, like that.
Yeah,
How do you survive that?
yeah,
Like,
exactly. They did some real Machiavellian shit to pull that off. I mean, whoever did that did the same thing with Tupac, I guess.
I
You know what I'm
guess, dude.
saying?
Like, I
'Cause,
was like, but dude, they shoot him and he like flies off
yeah,
the.
yeah, he's into the water, into the
Yeah,
ocean.
he could have got killed off of like whiplash, dude, or something. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like,
yeah. There was a myriad of ways he could have been killed in that
yeah,
scene, and somehow they faked it.
yeah,
Yeah, that would have been very hard to pull off. And then Carter, like people run off the boat, because obviously Ricky Tan is dead, quote unquote, and everybody flees. But then Carter sees Stephen Rain just like calmly smoking on
yeah.
the
He's like,
yacht, and yeah, and Carter's like kind of like he sees something suspicious to that. So then, back at the police station, Secret Service agent Sterling and Jackie's boss scold them both, and they're told to leave the city.
yeah.
And Carter tells Jackie they should go to L.A. And he's kind of like, "Why L.A.?" And he's like, "Well, here's my theory that we mentioned in part one, where he's like, follow the rich white man."
Yeah,
And he's
yeah,
like,
that's right.
and Jackie's like, follow the rich white man. Or he's like, yeah. He's like, when that shootout happened on Tan's boat, he was a little too calm. Like he was like he knew something was up. So
Right.
he's like, with any of these plots, just follow the rich white man.
He's like,
Which,
this guy's seen death before. Maybe he's murdered people. He's too calm,
yeah,
too chill. While all the other white
yeah,
people are screaming, he's just like
yeah, yeah. It's
he's
funny.
he's finding solace with the water. He's like
Yeah,
the sea.
yeah. Yeah. The
Smoke a
Hong
stogie real
Kong
quick.
Sea. Yeah.
Oh man, the water's really nice tonight. Like,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
look at the
Jackie's like,
moon.
oh,
Wow, look at the moon. Oh my god, it's beautiful.
yeah, yeah. So because of that, Carter thinks something is afoot, and Jackie's like, oh, well, we Asians, we always keep our cool. And then he's like, no, you don't. Like every time Godzilla comes around, you guys are like, ah. Yeah, it's pretty funny. And so they go to LA and they do a
No, but
stakeout.
that's a really good scene again. I think when whenever they find that connection with their dads, I feel like it's
Yeah,
very organic, and I feel like those
heartfelt.
are like yeah, I feel like those are like Oscar worthy performances in this kind of movie. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I feel like they're it's like more personal. You could feel like how the it hurts them. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
to talk about it or like just to bring it up. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's really heartwarming scene. I would say.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, you see it in all three movies where they mention their past. You know,
And that's
they're
good
growing
because
up.
yeah, because every time they mention their past, that's where they find that connection, and the acting is like really solid there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. More Oscar-worthy acting from
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Jackie and Tucker to a
Yeah.
certain
Yeah.
extent. Um, so they go to LA and they do a stakeout at Rain Towers, and Jackie's looking through the binoculars.
Oh, dude, that how awesome is that and funny is that scene?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
and
yeah,
he,
baby. Yeah,
yeah,
baby.
yeah. So they see Rosalind
Yeah, that's right,
Sanchez
baby.
undressing, and when Jackie looks through the telescope,
He's like,
he's like,
it's getting hot here. Oh my god,
yeah,
it's hot in here.
and he's like, and he says, slow down, baby. And then
Slow
Tucker's like,
down,
what?
baby. Slow down, baby.
Yeah. No, when he said that, the theater just erupted. Everyone's like, ah! Like everyone's just dying. And he's
Dude,
like,
when he says it's getting hot in here, I'm like, oh
yeah,
man, this guy's.
yeah, yeah. And just like about how he says that, he's like, slow down, baby. Like he says, he
Yeah,
like whispers it. He can barely hear him. And Tucker's like, what? Like he's like
yeah.
trying to nap or whatever. And yeah, it's hilarious. And then there's a knock at the door, and Zhang Zi again with the like she knocks on Rosalind Sanchez's door, and through the binoculars we see a delivery, and it's like, wow, this fucking Amazon package sucks ass. She's always dropping bombs on me, so
No,
yeah,
doesn't he say like, oh, she has a Snoopy tattoo? I like Snoopy. I like Snoopy. Like,
yeah. He's like, oh, I love Snoopy, love him. Yeah, like they both want to see. Um, there's a nice little homage to Stakeout, I guess.
yeah,
Remember the
yeah, yeah,
Stakeout
for sure.
movies? Yeah, yeah, those
Mhm.
are hilarious. Those are kind
Yeah,
of forgotten, you
yeah.
know.
I mean, and the sequel with Rosie O'Donnell was really funny
Yeah,
too.
no, that was hilarious. Yeah,
Mhm.
another Stakeout, right?
Yeah,
Um,
that's when they go to that one like that island that is like I mean now you could think of it as maybe a Jeffrey Epstein Island or something.
oh,
Remember,
okay, yeah.
it's like they're all like
I haven't seen it in a long ass
yeah
time, but I
they're
remember
all
wondering
wearing
about it.
like what is it dominatrix stuff, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wasn't that movie that she did with Dan Aykroyd or
Oh, is
whatever?
that a different
Yeah,
movie?
yeah,
Oh,
like
never mind.
Exit to Eden or something or whatever. I think
Oh,
that's a
maybe I'm getting confused. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
no, that's that movie. Yeah.
To me, I'm like, who the hell would want to cast Rosie O'Donnell in a dominatrix suit? That's why
No,
I'm
it is
just,
Exit to Eden. Yeah,
that's
it
why
is
I'm just,
Exit to Eden.
that's why I'm
That's
just
right.
confused by the whole thing.
Why did I watch that movie? That's so weird.
Yeah, no, that was a weird ass movie. I don't know who the
Yeah.
hell greenlit that shit.
I don't know.
Really, I
I watched
really
it
don't.
though.
Well, good luck. Anyways, so Zhang Ziyi delivers something, so they're like, it's a bomb. So then they run over there. They run
Again,
across
bro,
the
they're
street.
holding the bomb, and they're like, "What am I gonna
Yeah,
do with the bomb?" Like it's
yeah,
another callback to like the first one.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, they're there, and then they're like, "What do we do?" And he's like, "Lee, Kata, Lee, Kata, Lee." And then he just doesn't know what to do, so he throws the package, and then it's there, and they're like waiting for it to explode, but it doesn't.
Yeah,
And then Rosalind Sanchez just calmly walks up to it, picks it up, and this is where she basically explains the plot of the story. You know,
Dude, when she goes like this and shows her badge, that badge is like this fucking
yeah,
small.
exactly,
Like,
yeah.
is that really a badge? I mean, like,
I mean,
and
I
he's like,
guess
let me
she's,
see. He's
I
like, let me
get,
see that again. He's like, look at
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. She flashes. Say, let me see that again. And
Yeah,
yeah, I guess she's that deep undercover that she needs
super dude that she's
you
like a
know,
small
yeah,
little badge, like
yeah, a bra badge,
a
Victoria's
bra
Secret
badge. It's a bra
bra
badge,
badge
bro. Yeah, yeah.
style.
I
Yeah,
you know you usually have brief badges too. You know what I mean, like small little ones, microscopic.
yeah,
There's micro machines and then there's micro badges, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah, exactly. So then she reveals that she's an undercover U.S. Secret Service agent looking into Stephen Rain's laundering of $100 million in super dollars. So with the only difference being that they burn with a red color, unlike real dollars, which burn black, I guess. So I guess the super dollar thing is an actual thing. I thought they just made up this crap for the movie, but I guess like North Korea and other random mafias around the world would produce these fake $100 bills that were like really realistic looking.
oh really?
That's why they call them super dollars or whatever. And I was like, I thought this was all just BS that they made for the movie,
Oh
you know.
wow.
But I guess it was a real thing. So yeah, so they incorporated that into the story, and I mean that's pretty good writing on behalf of Jeff Nathanson. Like he wrote pretty much all the scripts for this whole series, and
Oh
he's a
wow.
pretty good writer. I gotta give him credit. He also directed a few movies. I think the first movie he directed was that movie. What was that movie with like Matthew Broderick was like a director. He was like shooting a movie somewhere, and I forgot who else is in that. It was like from 2004. Um, what was it called?
He's
Like
a
the
writer,
last.
director.
Yeah, Jeff Nathanson. He writes, but he also directed that movie with Matthew Broderick. It was like an '04 or '05, where Matthew Broderick plays a director. Like he works at like a theater, but then someone's like, "Oh, I want you to direct this movie or whatever," and he's like, "Oh,
Ooh,
okay."
that,
Like,
that sounds familiar. You said it's
yeah,
Ross Lamana,
no, no, Jeff Nathanson.
Jeff Nathan.
Yeah, he definitely wrote part two. I think he ghost wrote part one, so he's not like credited on it. Um, but yeah, he directed that movie, and yeah, he's a pretty good writer. You gotta give him some credit for coming up with these hilarious plots. And oftentimes, yeah, a lot of the good lines he actually wrote a lot of them, believe it or not.
Oh really?
Like other than what Carter improvised, I mean, I think he wrote like "Slow Down, Baby" and stuff like that.
Did he really?
You know, yeah, I think that's all there. Yeah, I mean, Jackie, he just, if it's written there, he'll say it. You know what I'm saying? He just
Oh, he
follows.
did. I think he did catch. I think he wrote Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, he did. Yeah, see, he's pretty good.
Are you
Um,
talking about Bakersfield PD? No, that's a TV show.
no, it was a movie he did. Like he directed a movie with Matthew Broderick.
Huh.
Um, no, I mean, whatever. We don't have to get into that. But
No, dude, we need to find it.
so
No,
so she redirects them, and kind of like in the first one, how Carter thinks he's working for the FBI. She makes them think that they're working for the Secret Service, and as soon as they walk away, she calls the Secret Service, and she's like, okay, Carter and Lee are officially out of your way. Like they
yeah, out
won't
of your
bother.
way. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It
Um,
makes the audience think like, oh,
yeah.
she's not worthy to be trusted and shit like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And how they're like, you said it was a bomb. Like Jackie's like, you said it was a bomb, and Carter's like, I said she was the bomb. And Jackie's like, she was the bomb. Like he's all confused.
Yeah.
um, but I hate how salaciously Tucker looks at Isabella. He's like when she's explaining the whole thing, he's like looking at her like he's like licking his lips, like looking at her. It's like ridiculous. Like he's not
Yo,
being
dude, in that
subtle.
scene, she like opens up her top.
Yeah,
Like in that
yeah,
scene,
I
she
know.
opens up her top
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like turns
exactly.
around specifically,
Yeah,
specifically to like get them to like
like distract him, right?
get
Yeah, but
hooked.
yeah, I guess that's
Yeah,
why. But it's just I hate his face, how he's like really undressing her with his eyes. Like yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. But anyway, so they go back to the car, and I something that he does again here, like because Tucker has that convertible and how he does Jackie goes on top of that top of the seat and spins and sits. You know, it's he does this little spin move. He sits on in the car or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I forgot to mention how I loved in part one how he does that after he learns he speaks English or whatever, and because he's like, you speak English, and he's like a little bit. He's like little my ass or whatever, you know, and he's uh he's like you lied to me. He's like you assume I didn't speak English, and
Yeah, yeah.
he's like assume I kick your little Beijing ass something like that, and then he climbs up and he does that spin move, and like just because he does that spin move, like Chris sees him and he's like, I'm gonna kick your ass, like, just because he does the spin move, just that spin move annoyed him that much. So yeah, I forgot to mention that from part one, but he does it again here in part two.
Yeah, he does it
Um,
again.
and so they go to Chris's informant, who has a Chinese restaurant with an illegal Chinese gambling den, and that informant is played by Don Cheadle, right?
Dude, Don Chino
Um,
said that he was only gonna do the movie if he got to fight with Jackie Chan.
yeah, exactly. He said,
He's uncredited. He's also uncredited
yeah,
with this movie.
that's funny.
You
I
know what?
love,
It reminds me of Jack Black being uncredited in I Know What You Did Last Summer Part Two. Like
right,
I wonder
yeah,
if they just do these things because they're like, I know this movie's gonna be a flop, but Rush Hour Two was it gonna be a flop? I mean, did you like why would you? I mean, did you think he was gonna offend people because he's playing someone that's like cultural appropriating at the time when like no one really cared back then,
yeah.
like they care now? You know what I mean? Like, why would he be uncredited? I wonder.
I don't know. I think maybe they just wanted to seem like a cameo or something,
Because he
you
does a
know.
fucking good job, bro. It's really funny.
Yeah, no, he does a great job, and that's what Radner was saying on the commentary. He said, I guess he wanted Cheadle for this part, and Cheadle was like, "Yeah, I'll only do this movie if I get to fight Jackie Chan and if I can speak Chinese or whatever." So, I guess Ratner said that he showed up on set speaking fluent Chinese, like he was having like full on conversations with Jackie or whatever,
Oh
and
wow,
he's like, "Oh shit," he's like, he really, did the research for this.
damn.
I thought it would have been funny if they casted Wesley Snipes in this part just for fun, just because
Oh,
he's
that'd
such
been
an
funny too.
Asian file guy, you know.
That's true.
But
And he's more martial. He knows more.
yeah,
You know that he knows martial arts. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly, yeah. But I mean, it's
Yeah.
still funny having Cheadle. It's just funny how Cheadle gets all pissed off and he sees
Yeah.
Chris and Jackie. He's like, "I'm gonna whoop your ass," and he's like, "And then
And then I'm
I'm
you.
gonna whoop your ass." Like he says, so like breathy.
Yeah, like when he goes to like open up the safe and then he looks back, he's like,
Yeah,
and then they
yeah.
turn
They
around.
look away, but then they look back again. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
hilarious. Yeah, and so I mean, I guess Ratner's, his connection with Cheetah was because he was in his movie The Family Man, which he did the year before with Nicolas Cage. You know what I'm
Oh, he
saying?
did Family Man too.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Ratner, he's
I like
got some
that movie.
hits. He's got some hits. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Family Man, Nicolas Cage, Taya Leone, Don Cheadle, Don Chi. Um, yeah, and it's funny how Don Cheadle he's dressed up like he looks like Oolong from Dragon Ball. Like he's like in this full on Chinese like kung fu outfit. It's just hilarious. And I love Jackie's reaction shots in this. It's just hilarious. Like in the first movie he was the fish out of water. East meets
Yeah.
West. But in this one, like they're full on friends. Like you were saying, like their chemistry. I agree with you. Their chemistry is like even better than the first one.
Oh
like
yeah.
like they totally gel, and when they're speaking Chinese it's funny, and Chris can't understand, and then Chris is like auntie auntie, and then you see Jackie's like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah, it
just
looks
like
like Don
his
Cheadle's like,
reaction shots, yeah. It's hilarious. Yeah, he does
yeah,
great reaction shots, which is like the heart of comedy. They go visit the bank that supposedly, because Don Cheadle says that they got this fake money because they burn it and it burns red. So
yeah.
they're like, oh, we got it from this guy. This guy came in who works at a bank. He works at a hotel or something like that. And they go to that bank and they check it
Dude, and
out.
it's freaking legend Ernie Reyes Jr., bro, and like he
There you go.
totally like didn't like give him like any like justice of like using him in that scene. Like he could have totally done so much. I wonder how he felt as an actor, being like, okay, I'm in this movie that's awesome with Jackie Chan, but I
Yeah.
don't get to fight Jackie Chan. I don't get to show any like martial arts, like any of my expertise. I'm just running. All I do is run.
Yeah, yeah, I know. It's pretty lame. I mean,
It is.
he granted he kind of fell off, he was doing good like in the early 90s, he had a,
No, but this
you
is
know,
before Rundown. Rundown, he like came back.
well, yeah, he had a comeback there, but I mean, he was off for a few years, this was
Yeah, I
like,
guess so.
this is basically a glorified extra in this,
I
you know
mean,
what I'm
certain
saying?
ninjas, they kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
it was
exactly.
detrimental to his career, probably.
Yeah,
I
yeah, he
like
had
that
a
movie.
good,
I thought it was
yeah.
fun.
It's a guilty pleasure, I guess. Yeah, but he was like he played one of the Ninja Turtles or whatever, right?
And he was in Last Dragon. He was in Last
Yeah,
Dragon.
yeah, exactly. And he was on a good little run, but then that just came crashing down. He was kind of inactive for a while, but it's cool to see him here, even in this little part.
Yeah.
Um, and so Zhang Ziyi and her gang show up again, the stunt team again, and they knock out Carter and Lee, and tie them up, and they wake up in an 18-wheeler truck
Yeah.
with like terracotta Chinese warriors around them. They're like, "What the hell? What the hell's going on here?" Um, and it's funny how I love how Chris and Jackie have all these guns pointed at them by Zhang Ziyi and the gang, and Chris is like, "I don't even know why the hell I'm even here. I ain't even Chinese." Like he's trying to like laugh it
Yeah.
off,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's just kind of funny. And when I see this movie and like Wong Kar-wai movies, they really make me want to go to Hong Kong. It
Oh,
just looks really cool, and yeah, I just love the
yeah. This is the
locale and
Mamas and the
everything.
Papas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it just makes me want to go to Hong Kong, not the one in TJ, but the real Hong Kong.
Just when you go,
Um,
make sure to blast Mamas and the Papas and wear sunglasses all day.
we'll do, we'll do. We're gonna blast a lot of models and problems.
Smoke
California
cigarettes
Dreaming.
too.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. Never been a smoker. I don't know about that. But yeah, and it's funny how they wake up in the middle of nowhere and they don't know what's going on, and they fight their way out of the truck, and they see there's like a sewer or something, and they pop it open, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, Vegas! Like we're in Vegas! Like I didn't realize
And
it."
the hotel is called Hotel Casino is called Red Dragon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
And that's the movie Kurt Renner does later. Yeah.
yeah, that's the next movie he would do. So
That's
it's
so
just funny
crazy.
how they
You
have
know,
all these little connections.
I know in that scene though when they're in the car, Rosalind Sanchez and what's the other actress name? She's
Zhang Zi.
Zane, yeah, Zane, she's she says the only line in English is like want some apple or something like that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
no other lines in English.
yeah. That's the only thing she says in English in the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Guess she was still learning it because she ended up speaking pretty good English when she did Memoirs of a Geisha. Like her English was
Oh,
like
that's true. Yeah,
pretty good. Like she learned
yeah.
pretty quick because that wasn't even that much longer after. Well, it was like
No, it wasn't.
3 or 4 years later, but her English was
Mhm.
like perfect in that movie. Um, so then they find out they're in Vegas and they're like, shit, we need some new clothes, and so they go to they go to one of these random
See
stores
Jeremy
like in,
Piven.
yeah, Jeremy Piven, and
Yo, do they pay? Do they use they use that counterfeit money? Huh?
yeah, I
I'm
think so.
assuming.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, right.
I'm sure. Yeah, so then they buy all this high-end gear. Yeah, but Jeremy Piven is the clerk. He was also in Family Man, so that's why
Yeah.
he used him
Oh,
here. And yeah, he's funny. He plays the funny gay clerk there, and he's like, "Ooh, Lil Kim," like he's like, he does a funny job. I thought it was hilarious.
mhm.
Um,
No, dude. In the deleted scene where Jeremy Piven and I
yeah,
think Chris Tucker
and Chris.
or Jackie Chan so one of them makes a mistake, and you can tell that he's just riffing, and he's
Yeah,
like, "I can't fuck up right now." You know what I mean? I need to like be poised. Like I'm
yeah,
not the one messing up. You know what I mean? You can
yeah,
tell
yeah, exactly.
he's like I'm doing all my shit like to 110%. I'm not gonna fuck up. Yeah,
Yeah, so in the outtakes, he's so funny that he makes Chris laugh.
makes Chris laugh. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. Chris laughs, and then he's like, "Oh," he's like, "I'm just gonna punish you," or something like that. He
yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
tells him
yeah.
that. Yeah, it's very funny. And so they get new clothes, and then they hit the Red Dragon Casino, and Carter's like, okay, like I'm gonna make a scene. You know, you try to do some shit or they're gambling, and he makes it that they're being racist, and he's like, it's because I'm black. You won't give me the bigger chips or whatever, and they're like, no,
Yeah.
sir. And isn't that the guy from True Romance or whatever?
Who?
Saul Rubinek or
Oh yeah,
whatever.
Sal Rubinek.
Yeah.
But dude, Gianni Russo is in that scene too from freaking from The Godfather.
Oh
The
yeah.
guy that Sonny beats up,
Yeah, yeah,
the wife
exactly.
beater. That's him, bro.
90s, rather 70s movies. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
him,
So
dude. And he looks all old.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
he
But
looks
like, yeah,
hella
that's
old now.
him.
Yeah, yeah. But it's
Yeah,
funny because he's like, why don't you have any black people at this casino or whatever? He's
yeah,
like, what are you talking about? We got Lionel Richie performing here tonight. He's like, Lionel Richie ain't been black since the Commodores.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And then his face, like he was smiling, and his face just turns all serious. The Italian guy.
yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And then
I like how
Jackie.
he's like, he calls and he's like, "We're gonna have a problem here at table, blah blah blah." And it's like,
Yeah, yeah,
but it just so
yeah,
happens it's a black guy that the cops are gonna go like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like it's so
Right.
cliche
Yeah.
and bad in a way.
Right.
Yeah,
But I guess that was Carter's objective. So he mission accomplished, you know. And
I
then
guess so. I guess so.
yeah, and then
Yo, play the
Isabel.
stereotype, bro. Play the stereotype.
Yeah, exactly. And then Isabel sees Jackie, so she's like, "Oh, dance with me" or whatever. He's like, "Okay, whatever." So they're dancing, and then she kind of tells him, you know, he feels screwed over by her, but then she's like, "No, I had to do that. Like I'm playing, you know,
Dude, this
both
is the
sides
one where
here."
yeah, where you see like he has a love interest. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
kind of
Yeah.
cool. Yeah,
Like, yeah, you never got to see that before until now, you know, so it's a cool thing.
yeah.
And then, but then all hell sort of breaks loose, you know, Zhang Zi shows up and her
Yo, dude.
gang.
So there's that scene right before he's gonna go into the back door, right into the back room.
Yeah.
There's this instrumental that goes boom, 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 boom. It sounds like Sleeping Lessons from the Shins, bro. The opening of Sleeping Lessons, dude. Trust me, bro. When you watch, it's at freaking a minute oh five. It's an hour oh five with 40 seconds. You literally hear in the background music, the score. It's like it has like it's. I mean, within the song, it's like you're boom, 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 and like, dude, it totally sounds like the opening of Sleeping Lessons. I was like, oh my gosh, I had to rewind it. I was like, dude, that sounds so. Like, did they steal that from whatever score they're using for this movie? Like, dude, it's crazy how identical it is. It's
And
crazy.
what Shins album was that?
That's
Yeah.
the one with
The first one?
uh no, it's like their fourth album.
Oh, okay. So that was I already kind of tuned out from the Shins by that point. Um,
Boo.
I think the third one was my cutoff, and even that, like, I do like Wincing the Night Away was
No,
their third album.
it's on out that album.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
It's the first song
I
on
think
Wincing
that's
the
their
Night Away.
third.
It's the
Okay.
first song.
I guess I need to re-listen to that because I really
Well, I
like that
mean,
one song.
what
Um,
was their original band was called I have their album.
no, it's the Shins, but then the side project was Broken Bells, the white dude.
No, the Shins before was
Oh, what were
the
they?
Shins before was what was it? I have that album.
That's the thing.
Uh,
I like Shoots Too Narrow. I thought that was a good album. You know, New Slang is a great song. You know, despite Garden State ruining a lot of music,
I saw
that
them
was
live, bro.
I
They
saw them
killed
in
it,
their
bro.
prime. I saw them in '04. I saw them
Hmm?
and Fiery Furnaces. The Shins with
Oh,
Fiery Furnaces.
Fire Furnaces. Oh my gosh, bro, how good were
Yeah,
they?
I love those. I love
Yo, they
that
would go
album.
quick too. They'd go
Yeah,
quick. Like here's one, two, three, four, boom, boom, boom,
yeah, they
boom.
would play all their
Close the
songs
door,
like
close the
hella
door.
fast. Yeah, it's funny because I love that first album, you know, and I really
Yeah, I have that first album too.
yeah, and I really loved Eleanor Friedberger, especially from there. And it's funny because she did a show like 10 years later, and I was like, oh, like I remember seeing you guys, and you guys played, you opened for the Shins, like do you remember that? And she's like, no, I don't remember that. I'm like, oh, okay, sorry. But then
Bro,
I was like, I asked like, oh, how's your brother? And she was like, he's good. Like, thanks for asking. Like, she was like impressed that I actually knew that she has a brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think she didn't. She thought I was just some
oh
random
really?
drunk guy at this club or something, at this bar, watching the show or whatever. But I was
Yeah,
like, the fact that I asked about her brother, like, she knew what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, she
that's
was like,
funny.
oh, this guy knows what's up if he's asking about my brother. Um,
I'm talking about Flake Music. Flake Music was where he started.
oh, okay. Now I never
The
even
lead
heard of
singer.
that.
Dude, Flake Music is good, bro. That they only have one album, and it's really
Okay,
good.
okay.
But
Well,
yeah,
well,
dude, totally sounds like Sleeping Lessons. It's
okay.
crazy.
I'll listen back to that.
It's
Now, what
crazy.
was the main song? What was the main single from "Wincing the Night Away"? That's like my favorite song because it's like sad as hell. When I listen to it, I feel old.
Oh,
I'm
dude,
like,
there's
damn.
Australia. There's
Yeah,
Phantom Limb.
yeah.
He
Phantom Limb,
makes it
Phantom
good.
Limb.
Okay,
Yeah,
Phantom Limb. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. That
Flint Needles.
when I
Flint
hear,
Needles is really good.
yeah. I mean, those are good songs, but Phantom Limb especially. When I hear that, man, I just like, damn, I'm fucking old, dude. Like, I wish it was 2008, and I was just jamming out to
Oh,
all my
dude,
indie rock
I
favorites.
think I
You
listened
know
to
what I
that
mean?
album over and over and over.
Yeah, no, that was a big year for music for sure. So anyways, I don't know how we got from Jackie Chan to White Guy from the Shins, but
Because there's that
the
song from the
music.
Shins.
Okay, they stole from Lalo Schifrin there, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess he's a big Rush Hour fan, the White Guy from the Shins. James Mercer, that's his name, right? James Mercer
yeah.
from the Shins, yeah.
Uh,
Um, yeah, the whole fucking club, like, what bad luck that you know, the Red Dragon grand opening,
yeah.
you know, the whole casino is destroyed that
Yo,
same
and how
night.
much money does Chris Tucker win? Like he literally wins like
Yeah, he wins a lot of money.
a lot of
He,
money, and he's playing
yeah,
with fake money, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's like there's so many laws being violated here.
I was like, hey, let's launder money and then make my real money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, he's brilliant. Yeah, he was on a hot streak. He was rolling sevens for sure. Um, yeah, and so all hell breaks loose, and then um, there we see up in the like you know the executive suite, we see Stephen Rain there. We reveal that Ricky Tan is there,
He's
right?
alive.
He's
Yeah.
alive. He's not dead. He's there, and Stephen Rain is like, oh, because they mentioned something about he says, oh, there was a dragon who protected the village, and like they kept, you know, the villagers always gave him treasures or some shit like that or whatever. And there's supposed to be
Which
some moral.
it could be tied to Shang Chi.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
The,
I
the
guess.
dragons,
You
bro.
could,
They protect
yeah,
the town. Like,
it all goes back to Shang-Chi, you know. So yeah, and it's funny because so you know you see Stephen Rain, you know, talking with Ricky Tan, and you know Ricky Tan is just gonna kill his ass, and that's
yeah,
what
he's
Ricky
gonna
Tan
kill.
ends up doing. Yeah, he ends up stabbing his ass, and it's funny because Brett Ratner was like, shit. He's like, I shot this the wrong way. He's like, I felt bad for Alan King because I had him lying, playing dead on the floor for like 10 hours, just laying there. You know what I'm saying? Like he should have shot it differently, where he was on his back and he could use like a stand-in just to sit there or something, or a
No,
dummy,
so
you
he
know?
had no stand-in. He was actually on the ground.
Yeah, because like it wouldn't have matched continuity because he stabbed him and he's like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
he's
Oh,
face
he's up.
up.
Yeah,
So
that's right. He's up. That's
he's like, I
crazy.
had to have Alan King laying there for like 12 hours, just like,
Dude, he must have been pissed.
yeah, yeah.
Because he's old school. He's old school. He's probably
Yeah,
pissed.
exactly. And he was an old
Probably
guy
pissed.
already, you know, and
Yeah, he's like,
Ratner
ah,
was
my
like,
back.
yeah, Ratner's like, fuck. He's like, I really fucked up that scene. Yeah, so then we just see him laying there. and and then, you know, we cut to Tucker and he's fighting Zhang Ziyi. You know, he doesn't want to fight her, but Zhang Ziyi's kicking his ass and it's funny. Yeah, he tells her, he's like, we could have had some beautiful kids, but you one crazy ass bitch. And he tells her that, and then it's funny because
Yo,
on
dude,
the
she would really kill him. She would kill
yeah,
him
she would kick
quick.
his ass for sure. Um, That's funny because on the making of on the like first of all, this DVD was great. It's like one of the greatest DVDs of all time. But I'll get into that a little bit
Of
later.
all
Like,
time?
yeah, I think so. Like has tons of featurettes, and one of the featurettes, one of the things is that Chris didn't want to say bitch or whatever. Like because he kind of got religious a bit, so he like kind of didn't want to say, you
Oh,
know, certain things. And you see, you know, kind of Ratner's genius directing, like he had to like coax him into saying it or whatever. And you see, it's just funny because he's like, oh, and then he did a bunch of takes, but he didn't say bitch. Like he was saying, oh, you crazy ass witch. He's like, you a crazy ass woman. Like he kept saying all this stuff, and then you cut, and then Ratner's like, come on, Chris, you gotta do it. He's like, come on. He's like, you're religious, right? And he's like, bitch is in the Bible. He's like, bitch, they say bitch in the Bible. Like, he's like, it's there. He's like, he's like, trust me. He's like, you can say it. And then finally, like the last take, he's like, you want crazy ass bitch? And then they're like, yeah, we got it. Yeah, it was like, you know, mission control and
he's like,
fucking
no one pushed the record button.
yeah.
Ah!
No, they got it. They got it on tape, and then you know it was funny that he says that, and then in the executive suite, Jackie gets up there, and Jackie's doing all kinds of crazy stunts throughout this whole section of the movie too, where
Oh
he
yeah.
goes through that like
Oh, he
cash
goes through
out
the little yeah,
window,
yeah,
whatever.
with the window. Yeah,
Yeah, like how the
that's
hell does
crazy,
he
dude.
fit through that? You
I
know what
don't
I'm
know,
saying?
dude.
That's like 12 inches by
Bro,
two
he's like
inches.
47 when he did this movie. He's like
I know.
47.
How the hell can a human fit through there? That thing, I mean, and then the outtakes, you see him get stuck there, but he
Yeah, he gets
manages to
stuck.
get
Yeah,
through
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Eventually, he does it. It's just like, how? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know,
He's
dude.
just like superhuman. Like, he can just, Mr. Fantastic, his body just
Yeah.
through that. Yeah, he just sucks it in, just goes through it. And then, yeah, he goes up to the executive suite where
It's like
Tan's
they
there.
redo that scene where you go through the little
Yeah.
kiosk there. Make sure not to eat today. Don't eat anything
Yeah.
today.
Yeah,
Here,
exactly.
yeah, no food, just water.
Yeah,
Just water.
exactly. Yeah.
Here's some dietary pills so you can go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He had to be very light that day.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, you see kind of a final showdown between Tan and Jackie and um, Chris is there, you know, but you know Ricky's like egging on Jackie and he's like you're weak, like your father, and Chris is like
yeah,
talking all
dude.
this
Yeah, yeah,
shit. Chris is talking all this shit on the sideline. He's like, oh, he's like kick his ass, Lee. He's like kick his ass, whoop his ass. And but like you can see the acting on Jackie's face, like he's so conflicted, like he's so
yeah.
torn,
I
like
know.
looking at him. He's just like, "Ugh," and then he's like, oh, he's like, you want to know how your father dies? He's like, he begged for his life. You know, he's like really,
Yeah,
it's a really intense scene, and Chris just keeps like do something, Lee. He's like, damn it. He's like, shoot his ass. He's like, okay, shoot his fucking ass. And then he's like, if you ain't gonna shoot him, kung fu his ass. Like, do something,
yeah,
whatever. And then you know, he doesn't shoot him because he just can't bring himself to shoot him. But then he like jumps on him, and then Jackie just kind of reacts and like kicks him or whatever. And then that's when he falls out of the window.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he falls down whatever, however many stories down the window and onto the cop car, and he crashes on the cop car,
That's
which I
yeah,
thought was really cool. I thought that was great. That was one of the best falling down from uh, such great heights. That was such a great falling down from such great heights as like when Arnold jumps off the waterfall in Predator. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah.
That's like you know you got to have a great scene.
Apparently, in one of the outtakes, Chris Tucker says, "Oh, Ricky Tan, you're not going to be around for Rush Hour 3 or something
Yeah,
like that."
yeah, yeah. That was funny. Like he falls down and then he's like, "Damn!" It's like he ain't gonna be in Rush Hour 3. And then Jackie's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like Jackie wasn't expecting him to say that. He's like, and it's like the final outtake in
yeah,
that
yeah,
section. And then no, but it's funny. So that happens, and then they're like kind of breathing a sigh of relief. But then we see Zhang Ziyi come in, speaking Chinese with some, you know, some bomb, and they're like, "Oh shit!" Like, what do we do?
And again,
And
dude, the vest bomb in the first one, and then now a bomb that like goes in his mouth, and then he's
yeah,
fucking with.
yeah,
I remember
exactly,
he
yeah,
like he's kissing her like in that scene, like cause she has the button. She's like, "I'll push the
yeah,
button." He's like, "Look," she's like right here to her mouth,
yeah.
like, "You're gonna kill both of us, bitch."
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
that was
Yeah,
smart. That was smart.
yeah.
and she comes in. They're like, "Shit, what do we do? Like, we got no other choice over there." So they take off their jackets that they just bought from Jeremy Piven, and they're like, "Okay, let's just slide down." So they go out the window and slide down the like telephone cords or whatever. Like,
No, they slide down. They slide down the kind of like the ending of Rush Hour One. You know what I mean? With like it's
oh, it's like a banner
spectacle.
thing, right?
It's like a no, but it's a spectacle. Like they're in the air. You know what I mean? They're sliding down, or he's jumping down. You know what I mean? Like because
Yeah,
then in part three they do the same thing where like the ending is like a huge spectacle. You know where
yeah.
they're like
Okay, yeah. I
yeah
guess you're right. I guess they do that in all the
yeah,
endings of all
and
three.
then dude, they fall right, and then like then there's the Looney Tunes moment where
Yeah,
the trucks. No, they're on the side of the truck,
yeah,
and then like
yeah.
they're underneath,
Like
and
Jackie's
it
all
goes
smooth
underneath.
and he's like running it, and then Chris is like getting, he's
Yeah,
rolling
yeah,
on
yeah.
the side or whatever, and then they fall down. Like it's just ending after ending. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty funny. So then they fall down and they're kind of breathing a sigh of relief, and then the 18 wheeler comes in, and they're like, oh shit, and then they
Yeah, yeah,
duck
yeah, yeah.
down, and then they're breathing another sigh of relief. And he's like, Carter, I'm not constipated anymore, whatever. And then we see another thing zoom by him. And yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty fun ending. Just the action just keeps mounting and mounting, and there's always it just never ends. That's what's funny about it. And it's weird, like when we see Zhang Ziyi walk in with that bomb, it's like she was like a suicide bomber, and
Yeah,
it,
yeah, that's true.
it's like I don't think I'd really seen that in a movie up to that point. It was. It's like, and then a month later we'd be
Oh, and
seeing
then freaking
suicide bombing hijackers. You know what I'm saying? Like that
oh, and
became,
then that you said 9/11 was like right
yeah,
after
that's what
the
I'm saying.
oh
Right
wow.
after that, it's just kind of funny. You know,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So after the whole 18 wheeler runs them over, almost runs them over. It goes to black, and we cut to them at the airport, similar to part one.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
They're at the airport and they're kind of saying their goodbyes, but it's like they can't break away. Like they like love their friendship so much.
Right.
It's a real bromance. It's very bromantic.
Oh,
Like
super romance.
yeah, yeah. Like they just can't break away. Like they say bye, but then he's like Kata, and he's like it's like sad to see them, part. Like you don't want to see them go
Right.
apart. So when you see them walk away, you're happy that he kind of brings them together, and he's like, oh, you can have this
Oh, he
badge.
gives him his dad picture, right? His dad's like,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. He's like,
Like
oh, this is
like I'm no longer attached to this anymore.
yeah,
I could give
yeah,
it to
exactly.
somebody. Yeah, yeah.
He's like, I don't need it anymore. But it kind of reminds me of a Face Off, kind of like when at the end when Travolta's gonna go back to his face from Nicolas Cage's face,
Oh yeah.
he's gonna have that surgery, and he's like, oh, like the doctor's like, okay, you're gonna do surgery now, like any last request, and he's like, yeah, like remove this scar, he's like, I don't need it anymore, kind of, what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
So it's kind of funny because John Woo directed Face Off, what I'm saying? So I don't
Yeah.
know if that's just like a Chinese thing where it's like you have to
Ah,
get rid of something to let go of it,
to move on. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, pretty much. So he gives him that, and then he's like, "Oh, I always wanted to go to Madison Square Garden
Yeah,
and
of all the
see the Knicks."
things,
Yeah,
I've
he's so
always wanted to see
random.
the Knicks play.
Yeah,
Like,
like okay, you want to see a 500 team play basketball? Okay,
yeah,
you know what
back
I'm
then
saying?
too.
Yeah,
Back then
yeah.
too.
Now they're good, but then they were horrible. Yeah, they weren't very good. I mean, they made
Yeah, it was.
that lockout year. They made the finals, which was fun, which we talked about in the Space Jam episode that we did. But
Oh yeah.
but yeah, they weren't. It's like
Wait,
really
that was
you.
the finals that Patrick Ewing
Yeah.
missed the basket.
Oh
Yeah,
no
yeah.
no 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 no! You're thinking
Oh
of
no.
when he was with the Pacers when they played the Pacers. You're thinking
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
because I think Ewing wasn't
No, no, no.
even.
That's the one. That's the year when he got hurt.
Yeah yeah
It
exactly.
was Allen Houston, Latrell Sprewell.
Yeah
Yeah, he got
yeah
hurt. Yeah,
yeah all those guys. Yeah, Larry
yeah,
Johnson. You know.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so it's like you want to see this 40 and 42 and 42 team play
Yeah.
basketball. See, like,
I want to go see the Knicks, Madison Square Garden. That's where I want
yeah,
to go.
yeah. I mean, I get it. It's a important stadium. I understand, but
Don't you want to go see where the Beach Boys were born? You're
yeah, yeah,
I want to go see the beach. Go see the Beach Boys because they're still playing. They're
yeah,
touring at the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see Mike Love sing
I want
Kokomo.
to see John Stamos and the Beach Boys.
Yeah, I want to see. It's been my dream to see John Stamos play bongos for the Beach
Yeah,
Boys.
bongos. I want to see play the bongos. Yeah.
Yeah, John Stamos. Yeah. Yeah. So then he's like, I could use another vacation, and he's
Yeah.
like, maybe some mushu, maybe a
Yeah.
little mushu. Yeah. And they're like, all right, let's do it. And then you see them kind of dance off with the
Yes. Oh,
don't stop
yeah.
till you get enough, at
Yeah.
the end, and it's a callback to the first one too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
And that's it for Rush Hour 2. But then, yeah, the outtakes are funny. Um, the gefilte fish, he kept having, he said that like a million times
He
in the
said a million
outtakes.
times.
Yeah,
And dude, did you know that when they throw the money in the air, extras were actually holding on to that money and they were
that's
using
funny.
it. They're using it to play at the casinos in Vegas.
Wow,
So they had to
that's
get
funny.
like not FBI, but they had to get like some sort of task force to like confiscate all the money that was being
Wow,
used. And
that's
and
funny.
it's like it's kind of like um, it's not what is it, not it's not meta, but it was the fact that the joke is that they're laundering money,
Yeah,
like that's what actually was
right,
what's
yeah.
it called? I
Like
can't think
life
of the
imitates art, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
exactly,
Like,
yeah, life imitates art, yeah.
yeah, that
Yeah.
is funny.
No, like a
I
double
didn't know that.
entendre. Like a double entendre, right? Like,
Hmm. Yeah,
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 dude. So
no,
like, yeah, isn't it crazy, dude? Like they had to like find the money. It's
no,
crazy.
I didn't know that. I don't think
Yeah, dude, it
I
was a
did.
lot. Yeah, it was crazy.
In all my research and all my rush hour research, I don't think I knew that. Um,
Yeah. It was it's nuts, man. Like they had to get all the money that all the extras are putting in their pockets. Like, oh shit, money.
well, I don't blame them for doing it. I'd
Oh
probably
yeah,
do the
dude, I
same thing.
probably would have done it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I know Ratner really credits Jackie with showing him how to film fight scenes, like the Hong Kong way, basically.
Oh really?
Yeah, because I know he said, because he's like, oh, and in Hollywood we would do like a master shot of the fight, and then we would do like medium shots of the fight, the
Yeah.
choreography. He's like, but Jackie told me like, oh, this is the Hong Kong way, like we shoot like the first kind of in a medium shot, and like we shoot there's like four beats to the fight, like like it goes in fours, like we'll do like the first three, like we'll shoot like the four beats, and then on that fourth one we'll pick up on that fourth one, like we'll shoot like the next four, like they do it like four by four by four, like as far as the fight.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's like, that's like the Hong Kong style, and Ratner was like, oh, which I think is even better. Like it works a lot better than the Hollywood style. Like you're able to get like more fluidity, to the fights and stuff like that. And
Interesting.
he's like, hey, Jackie could direct this if he wanted to. So he's like, if he has advice for me, I'm gonna take it. And that's something that Ratner was smart about, because he said before, like, oh, I'm, especially back then, he was like, when he did Money Talks and the first Rush Hour, he's like, I'm a young guy, so I want to work with these old school veteran guys. He's like, that way I can get, knowledge of stuff. He's like,
That's
and so
smart.
he's like, so if you think my movies come out good, he's like, it's because I'm working with these geniuses, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like he always
Mm.
like credited them on that. And he was saying like, oh, maybe when I'm older, he's like, maybe when I'm like Ridley Scott's age, I can work with like the new hot cinematographer or something like that. He's like, but right now, since I'm young, I want to work with these older guys who have all this veteran,
I mean,
work.
the heart is there. You know what I mean? For like he's a fan of cinema for sure.
Yeah,
It's just his ego and who he is as a person. I
yeah,
think
yeah,
that he needs
yeah.
to work on. You know what I mean?
It's like, yeah, it's like everything's great except change everything about you.
Yeah, dude.
That's essentially what's his downfall. And like I was saying, this is one of the best DVDs ever. Like I still have the DVD, and I have all my DVDs. But New Line at that time, they were trying to do something called Infinity Film, where it was just gonna have like shitloads of extras and like the menus are really interactive. Like if you when you
Oh,
see,
really?
yeah, like when you click it, it's like a each menu has like a theme to it. So like the first menu is like a it's like a Chinese takeout box or whatever, and it's like it spins around. And it's like when you click something, it like opens up or whatever, and then you click that, and it's like a fortune cookie that opens up or whatever.
Oh,
It's like
wow. Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
damn cool, and it has shitloads of features. It has like 15 million featurettes. That's how I know so much about these movies, especially this one,
Oh,
like it
wow.
because it has so much info on it. It was like that X-ray shit on Amazon, but like
Mhm.
on the disc. You know, has the commentary. It's a really good DVD. It's
That's
one of the
cool.
best. Like it's like Criterion level, but it was like just from New Line. You know,
I feel like Rush Hour first one could be Criterion eventually.
I mean, yeah,
They're
I
making
mean,
so much other shit that's Criterion. I'm like,
yeah,
why
yeah,
is that movie
yeah.
Criterion?
Now they're letting anything in Criterion. Pretty soon
Yeah, true.
you're gonna
Well,
see
I mean, I'm a big fan of Saving Silverman, and it got destroyed when it came out. They
yeah.
fucking destroyed that movie. I'm
Yeah.
a big fan of it, but that's gonna be Criterion pretty soon. Like,
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you see like Freddy Got Fingered on there.
Freddy
So
got
you know,
figured.
like there's like a real renaissance of Freddy Got
Yeah,
Fingered all of a sudden.
yeah,
Um,
bro. Yeah, Freddy got figured.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you see like Josie and the Pussycats on there.
Dude, Joe's Apartment, Criterion
Oh
Collection.
my God, yeah, you're gonna see like Deuce Bigelow Criterion soon. Um, yeah,
No,
it's
what's the one where he's the animal Criterion
oh my
Collection?
God, that was fucking horrible. It's funny because Aileen is a big hot chick fan. She's really in the hot chick camp.
Dude, you know what should be Criterion Collection? Freaking maybe I don't know if you've seen it, but what's it called? Cannibal the musical.
Oh, wasn't that Trey Parker thing
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah, yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
good.
Yeah, I don't think I've
I
seen
mean,
that.
I love it because it's their first project,
Right.
and then and Trauma like produced it.
Oh, really?
Trauma was the
Oh,
only
okay.
one, Trauma was like the
Yeah.
ones who do like
Toxic
they're the
Avenger
only
and
one.
shit
They're
like
the
that.
only ones that produced it,
Yeah.
and like it's really. I mean, it's really funny.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, everything's like Criterion now.
Yeah,
That's one of the
exactly.
apps that we wanted to get because they have a lot of like they've added a lot of new movies on there that you can't find.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we should get it too. Well, I
Yo, dude,
mean,
Chris Penn was supposed to cameo in this movie, but he didn't do it.
well, maybe he was doing that movie with what's his face, Chris Kattan or whatever, the Corky Romano or something like that. Maybe he
Oh,
was
he was
doing
in
that.
that, huh? Yeah, yeah,
Maybe he
yeah,
was
he was
doing
in that.
that. I don't know.
That's
Well,
right.
Rush Hour, the Rush Hour trilogy to me is like Brett Ratner's Three Colors trilogy, like the French Kieslowski trilogy, blue, white, and red.
Mm.
That series to me, this is like his version of that. And Rush Hour 3 culminates similar to the Kieslowski trilogy. It culminates in Paris, which is where our next episode will take place in the
Oh,
Rush
that's
Hour
true.
trilogy. And Rush Hour may never be Criterion, but it's always going to be Briterion. Okay? So, on that note, we'll see you next time. Thank you, George, for joining me. Great as always.
Thanks,
We'll see
buddy.
you next time.
See you
Peace.
next time.
Later.
Peace.